Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rabbi Kodash, double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders, a great millstone who do rule well and teach well. Shalom to all the sincere Akim, pushing truth, holding faith throughout the four corners of the earth. While shalom to the few sincere sisters, the Akwafim, listen, learn, and be obedient to the husband and home, as well as the one-third scattered abroad. I say shalom. Come back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, this lesson be edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rabbi Kodash. It's going to be a quick hit. Just a video I came across on social media looking for, news and things of that nature, what's going on in the world. So like, what's going on, and I think this was a recent interview that Elon Musk had just did with Fox News, and he was going in about the Neuralink, which we know, there's various different companies coming out, with the MOTB. But his company, Neuralink, is one of the biggest companies, that's being in the media about this, Rfid Chip, which is the mark of the beast, as the scripture states. But we'll want to be edifying. Play this back and put the audio on.
Is building brain-computer interfaces. The first part is called telepathy. It allows someone who has lost the use of their body to control a computer or a phone just by thinking.
Wow.
And then there's a second Neuralink device, very similar to the first one, called blind sight, which will enable people who are blind to see, including people who have been blind from birth.
Wow.
It'll interface directly with the visual cortex in the brain. And hopefully we'll be able to do the first blind sight implant in a human later this year. Within the next 12 months, I'd say I'm quite confident that we can do that. Neuralink is building brain-computer interfaces. The first part is called telepathy. It allows someone who has lost the use of their body to control a computer or a phone just by thinking.
Wow.
And then there's a second Neuralink device, very similar to the first one, called blind sight, which will enable people who are blind to see, including people who have been blind from birth.
Wow.
It'll interface directly with the visual cortex in the brain. And hopefully we'll be able to do the first blind sight implant in a human later this year. Within the next 12 months, I'd say I'm quite confident that we can do that.
Yeah, Esau talking in a calm, cool, collected voice, and she just over there wow, and these are the wonders, man, the lying wonders, as the scriptures say. That's First Corinthians 2, I think. Yeah. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage over us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. That's right. As people, when look at this video, just like the interviewer, she over there wow and thinking it's good, but don't know. I would just say she don't know that this is going to be towards their destruction. This is Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. It says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." That's right, man. So if you receive that charagma, which is that RFID chip, which they have many companies, Neuralink, Synchron, they got even countries overseas that's developing their own, mark of the beast. But it's, it's still the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. You're going to be destroyed, man. You're going to be destroyed, as well as what worship the image of the beast, which is worship the beast and his image, which is not a picture of Caesar Borgia, as you believe in, in this society, it's philosophy, it's wine, basically. Believing in this educational system is government, it's judicial, executive, believing, in Babylon the Great, you're gonna be destroyed, man, because you want this, as the scriptures say, you want his houses to continue forever, roughly paraphrasing. So if you in that spirit, then what? Which it all goes back into what? The first beast, Rome, If you in that spirit, then what? Yahweh Shmi Shai is gonna, destroy you, man, with fire and brimstone. That's the, nuclear thermal fire, man, from those warheads as well as from the chariots, shooting out his laser beams, man. But she's standing over there, or sitting over there saying, wow, and thinking it's all fun and games. What it's not. If you receive this, you're going to be destroyed. This is Revelation 13, just getting straight to the point. It says, verse 16, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in his right hand or in his forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, save he have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and 6. And that's right, man. I'll go into the barcode and things of that nature. But if you receive this charagma, man, if you receive this RFID seal, you're going to be destroyed, man. Because it's what? It's nothing but you're going to have a radiation basically just inside your body, man. Because that's all it is, man. That's not supposed to be in your body. You're going to be connected, to this digital interface that these elites agenda, which is their agenda, is going to set up, man. You're going to be connected to the system. Literally, man. They're going to, know what you're thinking, know what you ate, know how much you ate. They gonna know everything, man. And when he was talking about those telepathy, being able to communicate, yeah, you could be able to fucking control your thermostat from your hand. That gets people like, wow, oh, that's cool. Oh, not knowing you're receiving that, hey, man, you're destined for judgment, man. You're destined for destruction. But those are the lying wonders, man. Telepathy and giving the sight, to the blind. If the Lord, ultimately the Lord done that, man. He said, I wound and I heal, man. So the Lord put that upon that person, man. The person lame or which, got broken limbs or, anything like that. The Lord done that, man. Who are you? But, hey, as the scriptures say, he set up himself as if he was what? Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. He wants to be the God, man. He wants to be the Almighty. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. He wants to be your God. I think that devil, you are a warrior, said something like that, man. That you don't need God or anything like that. But this is what they're coming into, man. As we seeing all these, tariffs being passed into these different countries, man, and these countries putting it back upon Babylon. It's no more, of that peace and safety. People are on edge, man. People, you got more and more, Jake being roused up. They got a new situation with this dude. I don't know the full details, with Jake. They was in a stolen vehicle, so shit, that's what the fuck they, Jake get anyway. But something about a cop. They said somebody he's retired. I don't know the full details, but he basically shot the Jake or whatever, and then the man supposedly ran over the cop, but shoot, I heard it wasn't even the same cop. It was another cop from a whole different agency. So then you just have Jake in the comments like, yeah, it's about that time. So then you got these Edomites come, so everything is being roused up, man. The prophecies is they're here, man. They jumping off the pages, as the apostles say, man. So now we're about to see what? We're about to see invading one another, sedition among men, people not regarding their government, people going at it, between classes and races. We're about to see a lot, man. Persecution. As well as ultimately deliverance, man, for the elect, man. But before that, before that deliverance is what the Rfid Chip is about to come out. And I'm going to get this in verse in chapter 12. Revelations 12 and 12, it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the heavens, to the earth, which mean the destruction, and of the sea. For the devil, which is Esau, Edom, the physical counterpart of Shaitan." I'm going to that word devil, goes into the Greek word diabolos, deceiving. And who deceiveth, man? Who's going to, deceive these people, man? Esau, Edom, man. And who has been deceiving these people? Esau, Edom. He covered up the faces of the judges, saying that Yahweh Shai is a white man, saying that, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans were not the true children of the book, children of Israel. This devil has to be taken out of the way, man. Knowledge is increased. People are now seeing, as the scriptures say, the skirt is being pulled up off of Babylon, man. And who's the ruler of it? Esau, Edom. No, he's not fucking Japhet. Niggas say Ham and like El Yakanan out of New Orleans. I was listening to that camp lesson. And kind of showing to them brothers, but yeah, he's everything. Shem, Ham, Japhet, goddamn Ishmael. He's every nation in the book except who they really are. Esau, Edom, man. But people are saying, hey, these people are really the devil, man. I gotta watch the movie Sinners, but it was something like I seen on TikTok. They had like when they had a little suggestion, they was like something like a suggestion at the bottom of the screen that was like screens like it. They was saying white people reacting to the Sinners movie. Then I probably watched two of them, but it was like one of these Edomites, they was mad or something. So I gotta see, man. I gotta see what the movie is all about. But hey, man, the skirt is being uncovered from Esau, Edom, man. More and more people are realizing this man is the devil. It's more and more situations where Jake is being roused up. The Lord, he's conjuring all these things. And it's, man, everything's just about to just mesh together and clash, man. So, hey, we about to get out of here, man. It says, "But woe unto the heavens of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." So the Lord gonna cut that time, man. Like Elon Musk, that he said, 12 months. Which yeah, that is reasonable. That's definitely reasonable. It ain't no fucking 30 years, 1,000 years like all these other guys are saying, but that's definitely reasonable. But hey, as the scriptures say, for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, man. So it's coming soon, man. It's gonna be more and more commercials about the RFID Chip. It's gonna be more and more, these companies, coming out with different ones, but it's the same thing, man. But hopefully, Lord, when this lesson was edifying, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Merikakadash, the honor to the apostles, bishops, elders, great millstone, who do war and teach well. Shalom to the 1/3 scattered abroad. I say shalom.